Thank you for listening to the Good Neighbor Podcast, West Denver. Here's a quick message from our sponsor, Local Works Wheat Ridge, provided by its Executive Director, Paige Piper.
Local Works is a nonprofit organization whose mission is to make Wheat Ridge a more vibrant and sustainable place to live and work. Our mission and action is programming that provides neighborhood revitalization and small business support, keeping and growing the businesses we know and love in Wheat Ridge. In simpler form, we provide connection. Connection to business, connection to community.
The Good Neighbor Podcast, the place where local businesses and neighbors come together. Here's your host, Amber Betts.
Hello there. Welcome to another episode of Good Neighbor Podcast, West Denver. I am here with Barruch with Out and Back Outdoor. We are so excited to interview you today. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me on, Amber.
Awesome. So tell us a little bit about your business and what's happening.
Yeah, sure thing. So Out and Back Outdoor is a Denver-based managed marketplace. So basically what that means is we buy outdoor gear from individuals and we clean it, repair it, and resell it on. So we're kind of like a big house for lots of skis, snowboards, secondhand. We do have some new stuff. People do sell us new things from time to time, but by and large, we deal in secondhand. And you can get great outdoor gear at a really discounted price all year long.
Amazing. That's really cool because obviously some of this equipment's expensive. So that sounds like a really great option for folks.
It is, yeah. Some of this stuff can be really, really expensive. I mean, a typical ski setup will run you $1,000, and on our website, we're selling that kind of stuff for $300 or $400. Obviously, depending on the quality of it, but we get a lot of our used gear actually from pro athletes, especially in the hard goods category. So you could imagine we have some really amazing secondhand gear for sale, especially this time of the year.
Cool, awesome. So tell us like how you got in the business, how you got started, what's, your story.
Sure. So right before starting Out and Back, I led what was called new business models for VF Corporation, another Denver-based company that owns the North Face and Vans and a bunch of others. And basically, my job there was to start just new businesses for the brands that VF owned. And a lot of those businesses were in the resale space. As you might imagine, VF is like a big outdoor, big owner of outdoor brands. And so resale just makes sense in that category in a meaningful way. And so I started just a whole bunch of resale businesses for those brands. And it became clear to me that somebody needed to kind of go out and do the bigger version of this, which was to actually create just a retailer that's totally focused on outdoor gear resale. So I had the idea there after seeing some of the brand-based resale businesses get started, and then ended up spinning it out in 2019 with the blessing of VF. I might add they were one of our first investors, and now they're investors alongside Dick's Sporting Goods and some of the other strategics in the industry. So we've got quite a backing there from some of the major players. And we've been running since 2020 and, kind of off to the races.
Amazing. So why do your customers pick you? Like, I don't know what kind of competition you have, but what kind of sets you apart or makes you unique?
Yeah. So there's two things. So on the selling side of the business, meaning people selling to us, which is how we get all of our inventory. On the selling side of the business, it's really important to make the process like super, super easy for folks. Like I said, we do get a lot of our gear from like pro athletes and stuff like that, but a lot of our gear, for sure, the majority of it comes from individuals like you or I, Amber. And so making selling really, really easy for folks is important. We've built a tool where basically you just log onto our website, tell us what you're selling, and there's like a really easy kind of drop down. You tell us the gear, it's a North Face fleece. If you know the name of it, great. If you don't, that's okay too. And we give you an instant offer for that thing. So the whole process takes like 5 minutes, and you get the ability to get cash for your stuff, paid through PayPal or Venmo. So it makes it really, really simple. Just to give you a sense, like our average kind of customer spends 5 to 7 minutes selling us gear. The average payout is like $60, $70. Not for an individual fleece, of course, but like what ends up happening is people sell lots of stuff once they see how easy it is, and they get paid turnaround time in like 5 to 7 days. And if you're here in Denver, even better, you can come to our warehouse and just drop off gear, and you'll get paid on the spot. So it's
Wow.
really, really fast working with us there. So that's kind of the number one unlock that we were first building toward, and people love that. It's led to really high customer satisfaction
Mm.
on the seller side. On the buyer side, so people buying from us, I think, people are jaded with Facebook Marketplace and the peer-to-peer markets. It's
Totally.
like, yeah, what am I getting here? Like, am I going to get to this person's house and they're going to be like mean to me? I was like,
One of my colleagues got scammed. Like she had a scammer that tried to offer this like cashier's check that was totally not legit. So yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Anyway, it's not a story I really need to tell. Like everybody has one of these horror stories. So I think just buying from us, like as a company where we give 30-day returns, if you're not happy with your product, which in the resale space is like unheard of. And we actually have a really, really low returns rate. Almost nobody returns their product. And part of the reason why is because we do quality checks here in our warehouse. We make sure that everything is sort of in working order, et cetera, et cetera. And people just, they buy into it. So we have really high customer satisfaction on the buy side too. A lot of repeat customers. It just, we smooth out the process on both sides of the equation. It makes people come back. In terms of competition, I mean, I think one of the things that we do really, really well that not everybody in this space who's even dabbling tries to, is we just give kind of a first-class customer experience related to the resale process. A lot of people treat these like online thrift stores. We do not. We treat our business like normal e-commerce. It just so happens that the items are secondhand.
Sure. Okay. That sounds great. So tell us any like challenges, hardships, things along the path of this business that's made you better or grown, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Just a little bit more of a personal note, I guess, but we started this business at the end of, 2019. There are other things that coincided with that. Yeah, exactly. We all know what happened. The great collective cough, so to speak. That, was really hard. And my daughter was born about 30 days after I registered the trademark for this company. So having a newborn in the house, and starting this business and then moving into the pandemic, like I never thought I certainly wasn't intending to challenge myself quite so aggressively with all of those things sort of converging at once. But I think in the end, it really did. It made me certainly as a person stronger. It made me much more focused on what matters related to this business and frankly, my family, and how to sort of split the gap between making sure that the business is running, but also that there's some sort of happiness at home. So it's really difficult. This is the second business I've started. And so I took a lot of the kind of pain from the learnings associated with that first business into this. So I was ready for the work. I don't know that I was ready for what it was to be a new parent and in a global pandemic.
Sure.
Yeah. So emerging from that was nice.
Yeah, I hear that. That's a similar story. So I hear that a lot on this podcast.
Yeah.
So any news, updates, specials, what's happening?
Yeah. So we're not real big into what I guess I would call like percent off discount promotions.
Sure.
More than that, like we're a discounted marketplace. You're going to come to our website every day and you're going to see, 40 to 80% off of retail pricing. So we're already very well priced, I should say.
Makes sense.
But in the context of that, we have just acquired a new company called The Local Sale that was very much into hard goods, so skis, snowboards, things like that. And the selection on our site for those particular items has never been better. Thousands of items have been added recently that are in that hard goods space right before ski season. And they're moving really quick because they're priced really well. So no special discounts for Black Friday, so to speak, but or anything like that. But the prices are incredible, and we have tons of inventory on it right now, and it's moving quick. So that's kind of our big news. And that deal closed, I guess, at the end of October, and it's being sort of formalized and released now.
Great. So anything you want to share about how you get involved in community or give back or anything like that?
Yeah, absolutely. So we've started to do pop-up events that coincide with a donation opportunity to POW, which is not Denver, it's Boulder, but anyway, a donation opportunity to protect our winners, where people who are selling us gear have an option. They can either sort of take the cash or they can choose to donate that cash to POW. So and a lot of people do it. A lot of people do it where, you might get 30 or $40 for an item, and that's great. And that'll buy you some beers.
Yeah.
But at the same time, a lot of people are really happy to actually just give that straight over to them. It's an item they weren't using anyway. So for them, it's just like all good. And of course we give everybody, the receipts for that so they can write it off and so on and so forth. And for POW, it's a great partnership as well, in that they get sort of a ready-made source of supply, and we also get great supply, so it sort of works out for everybody. And those events, we've started doing them in the fall. We'll do more in the spring, this coming spring, and I think we'll have probably one more in December this year, and that'll be the end of them until after the winter season is over. But we really love these events because they allow kind of the Denver community, in this case Denver Boulder, both, to engage with our brand, to get first look at a lot of these products. And this is such an outdoor community.
Sure.
I mean, people live here for like one reason, right?
Exactly.
So anyway, it's a great opportunity to get a first look to our backyard and our neighbors, so to speak, and then to donate to a local nonprofit organization.
Amazing. So you mentioned you have a little one, but tell us, what are you doing outside of work? Obviously you're probably busy, but what do you do for fun? I mean, obviously outdoors, I'm sure that's
Yeah. I'm an outdoor participant to a comical degree. I'm not sure that my wife would think it was so funny, but certainly it's definitely the truth. If I'm not in here, then I'm out there. Even my 3-year-old, she started skiing last year, where she wasn't even 3 yet. So we take it really seriously in our family, and we spend a tremendous amount of time in the mountains. So skiing, snowboarding, backpacking, hiking. I don't like running, but I have to do it if I'm going to stay in shape anyway. So I'm a real big outdoor person, lots of physical activity. I do like the kind of hangout up in the mountains too. We've got our favorite breweries up there.
Sure.
Angry James up in Silverthorne. So there's a whole host of kind of mountain living that we tend to engage in if we're not here in Denver.
Sounds good. I love it. I started skiing when I was 4 or 5, so I'm with you.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody here in the Front Range
started early.
Yeah.
Well, that pretty much does it. Any last words, comments, anything else?
No, I'm just really excited to have closed this local sale acquisition, and really just to get all that great gear on the website. It's going to be an amazing winter, I think, and I'm really excited to be able to give the Denver and Boulder community kind of that first look. So thanks for having me on, Amber.
Absolutely. So tell us best ways to, your website. Tell us like the location of the warehouse, because I definitely want to check that out. So how to contact you, that kind of stuff.
Sure. So the website is outandbackoutdoor.com. If you just Google Out and Back, it'll come up. But anyway, outandbackoutdoor.com. The website is actually at York Street Yards, between Steel Street and York Street, over in kind of like northeast Denver, if you know where that's at. It's an industrial space. We just moved into a brand new office. We've got our abandoned warehouse / office area. So we do local pickup here. If you do purchase on the website, you can pick it up like same day if you want. But you can always come and drop stuff off to sell to us.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Amazing. Well, thanks so much for joining us, Barruch. Thanks to the listeners. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to the Good Neighbor Podcast. To nominate your favorite local businesses to be featured on the show, go to gnpwestdenver.com. That's gnpwestdenver.com or call 720-295-9588.